this thrilling episode, the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. I am your, today I'm just a host. You know,
Really?
I
No
think
adjectives on
yeah.
it?
No, I'm feeling pretty zen today.
Oh,
I think
that's
I'm just
good.
going to be a host. I'm not going to be more or less than what I am. You know, trying to
Okay.
find my trivia center. You know,
Oh,
yeah.
it reminds me of a Michael Jackson song.
Which one?
I want to be starting something.
yeah,
Too high to get over, too low to get
yeah,
under. So you just
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuck in the middle.
yeah.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Oh man, it's a classic album, Neil.
It really is a good one.
No, I was familiar with the song. I don't know what Devo was doing though.
Yeah, yeah.
He was doing the yeah yeahs from it.
So
Yeah, there are yeah-yeahs in the song.
is that what passes for a Michael Jackson impression from Dave?
It's an homage, not an impression.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
there's a difference.
Yeah. I wouldn't dare to impersonate the king of pop.
I don't think you'd be able to if you wanted to.
You're right. That's why I don't dare.
It's easier not to dare.
And just to be clear, in case anybody thinks I'm dissing you, I wouldn't either.
Right.
And I don't know the words.
Well, just say yeah, yeah a lot and you'll be good to go.
And for that
So-
song, yeah, you got a shot.
I mostly just grab my crotch when I'm doing my Michael Jackson.
That might get you
Yeah.
a charge, but you do that all you want to, buddy.
And obviously we have Mr. 300 with us, Neil.
I'm not going to be getting 300 today because I am providing you guys with some very challenging questions today.
Oh,
Well,
so
so
we
do
won't
you
get
think-
300 either, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
I was going to ask that, Kels. Thank you.
I don't know what you're going to get. Maybe you'll do better than I think. I didn't. It's not like I tried to make the questions hard exactly. I think it's a topic that you guys probably know less, don't know that much about. But you may surprise me, and I'll be happy if you do.
Oh, astrophysics. I've been looking forward to this show.
How'd you know?
Oh,
Man, it's just a feeling. I woke up this morning. I was like,
man.
probably gonna hear something about astrophysics today. So,
We've already done space.
Okay, cool.
uh,
So
valid point.
what are we doing then today?
Today is all about computers.
Oh man.
Well, I use them.
They're
I
ubiquitous.
dig them.
We all use them all the time. When we drive,
Yeah.
when we make a phone call, when we record podcasts, when we listen to podcasts.
Then why do I have this reel-to-reel set up?
A
So
personal
hard it is
fetish.
to find tape for this thing?
What are you, Quincy Jones? What are you doing?
So here's a story. When I was in college, one of my, I think it was my RA in the dorm, was doing a class presentation of some kind on backmasking in music. And keep in mind, this
Yeah.
was the mid to late 80s, and CDs were kind of a thing, but it's not like we could just record things onto a computer and put them into, Adobe and play with them or anything. So he actually
Right.
got a reel-to-reel machine, a tape recorder, and brought it into the dorm room, and he recorded some songs from like records that we had, and there was one we did some Beatles from like the White Album.
Right.
And there's some obvious backmasking there, like in Revolution 9, where you can hear them talking backwards. But then there was
Yes.
this one place in the Stairway to Heaven, and we played it back one time, and we swore that we heard something. Now it was like My Sweet Satan or something like that. We thought we heard, and we were just kind of listening through it through the first time, and then we went back and we could not find that again. And my RA was raised in a very conservative Christian home, And he said he thought for sure that there was going to be a pit to hell opening up in the dorm room, and we were all going to get sucked in for listening to backmasking like that.
Y'all are gonna have to excuse me. I need to turn on like more lights in here. That was kind of creepy, Neil.
It was really creepy at the time, and I figured we just lost it, but we looked for like an hour trying to find where that was again, and we could not find it again.
Yeah, we're gonna get a whole show of that today.
No. This
I'm gonna have to bow out.
That was just
I live alone.
Anyway, did we say hi to Kels?
I spent a lot of time talking to Kels while you were munching on a pizza.
I think that was before we started recording.
Well, hello, Neil. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Kels. Good to see you today.
Hi, Kels.
Same here.
Except I can't really see you because you're over there in another city.
Well, I was just about to compliment you on your shirt, but you threw that out the window. So
yeah, I'm not wearing a shirt right now.
Oh boy. So Neil, what are the rules of the game?
Every week we have a theme, and in that theme we've got 6 categories with 4 questions each. Each question is worth 10 points, with occasionally a bonus thrown in for good measure here and there, and then a final question where you can bet some or all of your points. We'll get to the details of that when we get to it. But now, our theme today is computers, and our first category is history.
All right.
Question 1. The first generation of electronic computers were invented before the transistor. What piece of equipment did the transistor replace in computer designs?
Hey, Davo, do you know?
I have an idea, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I'm locking in with that idea.
That's a good idea.
I hope so.
All right, I'm locked in.
Davo, what was your answer?
I went with vacuum tubes.
Okay. Kels?
I said the solenoid switch.
The correct answer is vacuum tubes. That's why those first computers were so big, because every little circuit was a vacuum tube. Question 2. Transistors were soon replaced by integrated circuits and eventually by microprocessors. What company is generally credited with creating the first commercial microprocessor chip in 1971?
I'm locked in.
I'm confused. Okay, I'm locked in.
Okay, Kels?
Was it Intel?
I'll tell you.
Well, you can't tell me right now, but I went with Intel.
David, what did you go with?
I had 3 companies bouncing around in my head. I had Texas Instruments, I had Xerox, and I had IBM. And I went with IBM.
Okay. That was a good guess, but incorrect. The correct answer is Intel.
Oh,
wow. I got one.
Bum, 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 bum.
Congrats.
I was thinking, it was like the first thing when you said when you asked the question, it's like, I don't think Pentium is a company.
No, Pentium was one of the Intel chips. So interestingly, here's a little nugget. The Pentium, when it came out, was a 32-bit processor, which means that within it, it could handle numbers up to 2 to the 32nd power. Almost all the processors we use in our computers today and even on our phones are 64-bit, which means it can handle 2 to the 64th, which is something like 18 quintillion or something like that. It's a massive number. But that first one created by Intel in 71 was a 4-bit processor, which means it could handle numbers up to 16. Now you could
the number 16.
Yeah, 4 bits gives you 16. Yeah, but you could string those together and make larger numbers. It's not like it could only count to 16, but that gives you an idea of the scope of the new computers versus those early ones.
That's crazy.
Question 3: the Altair 8800 was the first commercially successful home computer. It was available in kit and pre-assembled forms and had no keyboard, monitor, or storage, but it still sold thousands in the first month. Within 1 year, when was the Altair 8800 released?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
Devo?
Oh, with 1977.
Kels?
I also wrote down 1977.
You missed it by
Wow.
1 year. It was 1975.
Dang
I'm
it.
really mad now because I had no idea. So I was like, man, you should go with 76, for the 76ers, for Dr. J. And I was like, if I get 77 and it's in 76, then I'm still safe. And I wasn't. So I'm sorry, Doc. Sorry, AI. Moses, all of y'all. Apologies.
I think they'll be fine. I hope they listen to the show, though.
I mean,
Well, I know Moses doesn't.
Wow.
Well, him and Fab Five Freddy.
Well, only one of them is deceased.
Oh.
And it's not Fab Five Freddy. You leave Fab Five Freddy alone.
I mean, I had a nugget for this one, but I may just pass on it now after all that.
Was it about the Sixers buying the first one?
How did you know?
In honor of Fab Five Freddy, I think you should give us that trivia nugget.
If you remember in my description, I said it didn't have a keyboard, a monitor, or storage in the base kit. You could get expansions that would add those things, but when I first read that, I thought, well, what good is a computer that has no keyboard or monitor? And so the way you would program that is it has a series of switches in the front, and you would, using binary codes, you would flip those switches to make an instruction, and then hit another button that was the submit, and then you would flip the switches again and hit submit. So every single command in your program, you'd have to flip these switches and hit submit, which means if you made a mistake, I think you had to start over. And the only output was blinking lights on like a row of blinking lights on the front. So it was pretty rudimentary, but it still sold. They were hoping to sell, like, they thought they could break out even if they sold a couple hundred of them. And they were hoping to get 400. And within the first month of advertising in like Popular Electronics, they had sold thousands, like 5,000 by the end of the year or something like that. Because people really, really wanted that stuff
to tinker with and play with.
Yeah. I mean, it was Steve Wozniak got one, and at the Berkeley Computer Club would show it off there, and that they said, hey, I think we could do something better, and so they made the Apple One.
Well, there you go.
Okay, question 4 in computer history. Although portable computers were produced in the mid-70s, meaning computers that you could pick up and carry around, the first real laptop was introduced in 1981 by what company best known for making printers?
Oh, man.
Best known for making printers.
Yeah, best known probably then and now for making printers.
Oh, this is going to hurt. I'm locked in.
I'm bouncing between two. I could really use these points. I'm locked in.
Okay. Kels?
It's a dumb answer, I feel like, but I'll put HP.
Okay. David?
Oh, no. You think it's a dumb answer, Kels?
I do. I really do.
So I bet the other one you were thinking was Xerox, right?
Yes, it was.
Well, I locked in with HP too. But I have Xerox written on the paper, and I've highlighted HP. So HP.
Well, Devo, if you had gone with your second guess of Xerox, you still would have been wrong.
Yeah. What?
The correct answer was Epson.
Oh, crap. Okay, I don't feel nearly as bad as all that.
You said Epson?
Epson? Are you?
Okay.
I am familiar
at first, I thought you said
Epson.
Epsom. I was like, You mean like the salt people? But that was like that couldn't be right. It couldn't
And
be
you gotta
right.
soak your feet and send a hot email.
And print.
I don't think it was internet ready. It had a
just a little cartridge launches out of it. It's just like a dart. Like,
the screen had
got good distance though.
The screen had a resolution of 120 by 32 pixels.
Oh my God.
Which gave you 4 lines of 20 characters. And it had a built-in printer, which is about the size of a cash register printer or a calculator printer.
Wow.
All right.
That's hot.
So what's the scores after round 1, Devo?
Well, I have 10 and Kells has 10.
Okay. So I told you that this might be a more challenging game, right?
You did.
I've noticed.
I warned you. But it looks like we're even. So that's as long as it's fair, that's what I care about.
Equity in all things.
So round 2 in computers is sports. It was actually kind of challenging to come up with a sports category for computers, but I came up with an interesting variety, I think. The question 1 in sports, the 1st and 10 system by the company Sportvision is a technology used to put the first down marker on our TV screens during football games. At least that's the one that ESPN uses. There may be other competing ones, but Sportvision was the first company to do that. But the company Sportvision got its start with a failed augmented reality system for what sport?
A failed augmented reality system for a sport?
Yeah, basically they did something sort of similar to help with TV presentation of a sport before they did the football thing, the 1st and 10 system for football.
I'm locked in.
Also locked in.
Okay, Devo?
If I recall, back in the day, I think it was the 90s. Yeah, it was like 94, 95, I think. They tried to accentuate where the hockey puck was during hockey games by putting a little halo around it, like blue halo. And if someone would shoot it, they would have a little animated line, so you could follow the movement of the puck. So
like a vapor trail.
Yes, it was very distracting. So I'm going to say hockey.
Okay, Kels?
Well, I'm going to say that I wish I would have thought of that. I didn't watch too much hockey. I also didn't watch the sport that I wrote down at the time, but I went with tennis.
Okay. Well, it turns out that this technology really annoyed the hardcore fans, and it didn't do anything to encourage new fans to come watch the sport. So that's why it failed. And it was essentially a way for them to highlight the hockey puck.
Yay.
Well done, David.
Question 2. It's kind of a stretch to call this a sports computer thing, but bear with me. Fox NFL Sunday has a computer-generated football-playing robot mascot named what?
Oh my gosh, I didn't know it had a name.
Apparently it's been out for close to 10 years now, something like that, 8 or 9 years.
It's been a long time, but I didn't know it had a name.
Wow. I'm locked in with a name.
I'm also locked in.
Okay, Kels?
I went with Psy.
Okay.
Which was short for cyborg.
Devo?
I went with Rocky, which is Rocky the Robot. I went retro.
Well, the name is kind of punny. It is Cletus. Cletus.
Okay. But jokes.
All right. Wow. Okay, you guys are going to nail this one. This is actually a real sports question. So, question 3 in sports. Computers have allowed fantasy sports leagues to propagate widely. but the very first reported fantasy league was founded in Oakland in 1962, probably without the benefit of computers. The very first player drafted in the first fantasy football league was a quarterback who holds the record for the most seasons of professional football played with 26. Who was this quarterback?
I'm locked in.
What year did you say?
1962.
62.
He was, it was a fantasy league, so he was still active in 62. But it turns out that he ended up playing 26 professional football seasons.
That doesn't make sense. I'm drawing the biggest blank. All of the guys I can think of aren't that old, except for one, and I don't think he played that long. Hey, Davo, if you had a throwaway answer, who would it be?
Daryl LaMonica.
You answered really. Who?
Daryl LaMonica.
I feel like maybe I've heard that name before.
Yeah, you should have.
Why?
He played in the NFL in the 60s.
Oh yeah, my favorite era.
Did he also play in the 50s and the 70s?
He did not.
Because this guy did.
Yeah, this guy's awesome.
26 years in the league. Oh man. All right, I'm locked in.
Okay, Devo.
George Blanda.
Kel.
Johnny Unitas.
Correct answer is George Blanda.
George Blanda was a quarterback and a kicker.
He was.
Yeah.
The name is familiar, but I didn't know he played for, ever.
That's his main claim to fame. Played for the Raiders for ever. I mean, he was a relatively unremarkable quarterback, but he just played for 2.5 decades.
I was trying to find some team somewhere that had a computer as a mascot. The only thing I came up with was there was a league team in England that for a while had a computer company as a sponsor, and they had this really hideous looking computer mascot. I mean, it was like a monitor and a keyboard with hands and feet.
That's terrifying.
The mascot's name was Terry Bite.
Ah.
Oh my
god! But I opted not to go with that one. But I did find.
Thank you.
I did find an interesting tidbit that New York University has a bobcat as their mascot, and the bobcat is named after their library's computer system. Their library system is the Bobst, B-O-B-S-T, I think. So it's the Bobst catalog. So Bobcat is the name of their mascot. But that's not actually that's not actually the nickname of the NYU teams. But what is the colorful nickname of the NYU teams?
This one I actually know.
What is it?
Well, that was smooth, Dave. That was smooth.
I almost fell into your trap.
And this name is why they had a bobcat as their mascot, because they tried something. Well, it'll become clear when you find out.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
I'm locked in.
Okay, Kels, what do you think it is?
I believe it's the Violets.
Deva?
What?
It was.
Wow.
I'm guessing that's not what Devo guessed.
No, I really had no idea, so I went with the Rainbow Warriors.
They are the NYU Violets. And apparently at one point they had a violet as their mascot, and it did not inspire fear in their opponents. So, Devo, after round 2, what are our scores?
Well, at the end of round 2, I have... What? I have 30, and Kells has 20.
So this is part of my master plan to make sure you guys don't get 300.
Oh, he's handicapping
Yeah.
us.
He is. He is.
Oh man.
Okay, round 3 is TLAs, which, as I'm sure you all know, stands for 3-letter acronyms.
That was my first thought.
I'm going to give you. Okay, Kels?
No, I'm not.
I'm
but
going to give
ready.
you a computer-related TLA, and you just need to tell me what it stands for. So we'll start with an easy one.
Okay.
CPU. And on these, you're going to have to get all 3 of them right to get points.
Yes, I would assume so.
Locked in.
I am locked in as well.
Okay, Deva?
I went with Central Processing Unit.
Else?
Central Processing Unit.
You are both correct on that one.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Well, that's your one for this round, Kels.
I know.
Just take the rest of the time
I
off.
should-
Just
Could have
relax.
paced myself.
Yeah, jeez.
Okay, question 2. URL.
Oh my god.
And I'll give you a hint. The U throws me off because it's not what pops into my head first usually. I have to think about it.
I'm gonna go ahead and lock in.
Oh, I'm locked in. It wasn't the U that was messing with me. It was the U, the R, and the
Kels?
Okay. I went with user resource location.
Okay. Deva?
I went with Universal Resource Location.
That sounds better.
Well, you're both pretty close. It is actually the Uniform Resource Locator.
Uniform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resource Locator.
Right.
Locator.
See, all these these acronyms we've all used 10 million times or whatever. When you actually make them, what they're not, do the word thing, it makes
Do the word.
You mean like speak?
I had, yeah. My brain. I was gonna say something interesting too. You know what? I'm not gonna now.
Just out of spite?
Yeah, but okay. When you spell out the acronyms, they make a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Like, I guess that's all I was gonna say. Can we just move on?
Yes, let.
It sounded so much better in my head.
Okay. Number 3, USB.
Oh my gosh.
I know you have all used USB cables probably today.
The sad thing is, I saw this. I saw the definition of this like the other day, and I did not commit it to memory because I didn't think it would ever come up again.
Surprise.
I'm locked in.
Did you lock in yet, Kels?
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Devo? Give me your best guess.
Universal is going to be in here somewhere with one of these U ones. So I said Universal Serial Bus
Okay.
because I know there's a bus in computery talk words things.
That's how your IT people get from one building to the next, is it the bus?
Yes, it's the serial bus.
Kels?
Well, I put down you straight bugging.
That's incorrect, Kels. The correct answer is Universal Serial Bus.
Yes!
You got it. Mazel tov.
Oh, yeah. That was a half-court heave.
final one in this category, you'll be glad to know, is GIF, or GIF if you're a heathen. GIF.
Oh God.
So, you fall on the GIF side of this?
The creators of GIF said it should be called GIF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because choosy developers choose GIF. That was their logic, not mine. I'm just repeating what I heard.
I understand. Well, I've locked in with what I think it is.
I'm locked in.
Okay, Kels, what did you guess?
It's graphics internet format.
Okay. Devo?
I went with graphic image format.
Oh, you're both so close. You got the graphics and the format right, but it is the graphics interchange format.
So how do you? So what was the first word again?
Graphics.
Graphics.
Graphics. Not graphics. Okay, I just making sure.
I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just here to tell you that you're wrong if you pronounce it GIF.
Well, they're wrong for pronouncing it GIF.
Well,
I think they're trolling us and being contrarian.
There's a massive troll if that's true, because it was a very old format.
Yeah. It's a massive troll. That's all it is. If you want to be a troll, we don't want you around at our Twitter page. Right, Neil?
You know what? At this point, we'd take anybody to come to our Twitter page.
Wow. Okay. Well, that page is Ladle Brain. So come check us out, trolls and all. We have our Facebook page, our webpage, brainladletrivia.com. We have a Patreon page. So if you want to give us some money, just head on over there. Look for Brain Ladle Productions on Patreon.
Hey, Davo, before we get on to category 4, what are our scores?
Well, let me do my gazentas. It is at halftime. Davo has 50. Kels has 30.
It's anybody's game.
Anybody's game.
I'm maintaining my average though.
You are. You're steady.
You're gonna pick it up here. I have a feeling the last half is your half, Kels.
All right.
Category 4.
I'll hold you to that.
Oh yeah. Category 4 is data, because how can you have computers without data? And the smallest piece of data in a computer is called a bit. How many bits make up a byte? And for a bonus, how many numbers can be represented by one byte? How many different numbers could you represent in a byte?
Well, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in too.
Okay. Deva?
So I think these things are factors of they're factors of 10, I think. So I went with 1,000 bits in a byte.
Okay.
1,000.
Kels?
And I have no earthly idea about that bonus.
Okay. Kels?
Well, I kept it relatively low, and I said 8 bits because I think that's what the Nintendo had. Was it 8-bit? No,
Okay.
16-bit.
16 bits.
Damn. All right. Well, I went with 8-bit. And the second part, I had no idea, so I just wrote down 16.
Okay. So the correct answer is there are 8 bits in a byte. So Kels,
Oh,
you got that one.
I wrote. Yeah.
And I kind of touched on the bonus, in a roundabout way earlier when I was talking about that 4-bit microprocessor, and you could represent 16 different numbers in 4 bits because it's 2 to the 4th. So at 8 bits, you could represent 2 to the 8th power, which is 256.
Oh.
And Devo computers don't use base 10, they use base 2. Just for future reference.
Okay. Gotcha.
Have to adjust your gazintas.
So that sounded a little harsher than I intended it to. I was just trying to be informational there. I wasn't trying to criticize.
I feel very informed.
Okay. All right, question 2 in data. I don't know if you guys may be too young to really remember this, but we used to have these things called floppy disks for storing data. There were three.
Yes,
there were
I remember
3
those.
standard sizes of floppy disks. Name all 3 of them. Like this.
Lord.
Give me the sizes in inches, and or fractions of inches. You got to get all 3 because 2 of them are pretty straightforward. If you remember that far back, the other one is a little bit older, I think.
I'm locked in.
Well, that adds no pressure, Davo. Appreciate it.
Look, you got your 1. I got to get my 2 to keep up with the averages.
You said it was 3 sizes?
There were 3 sizes, yeah.
Oh man, well, I only know 2. I think. All right, I'm locked in.
Okay. What did you lock in with?
I want to say it was a 3.5 inch floppy, a 5 1/4 inch floppy, and I just guessed a 1 3/4 inch floppy.
Okay. Devo?
3.5, 5 1/4, and 8 inches.
The correct answer is 3.5, 5 1/4, and 8.
Of course.
The 8, I don't think was ever very
8
popular.
inches are really old.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever really popular with home computers because they were pretty big, but more professional computers. And it's not like they held any more information. They probably held less than a 5 1/4.
Are you
Because it was
serious?
an older. Well, yeah, because it was an older standard. So,
Oh, okay.
you know, they always make things smaller and denser, so the smaller things can hold more stuff. Speaking of smaller and denser, question 3. The one of the current standards for computer storage is the SSD. What makes SSD drives different from traditional hard drives? Or to put it another way, what does the SS mean?
I'm locked in.
I have no idea. I'm locked in.
Okay, Devo?
An SSD is a solid state drive.
Okay.
Hard drives in computers have a little spinny plate that you literally would write data to. With a little, it would, etch it into the plate, and it has got moving parts. And solid state drives are supposed to be more reliable, I think. But I do know it stands for solid state drive. They're not. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Kels?
I just wrote down static storage.
The SS stands for solid state. And basically what that means is there's no moving parts. So, Devo, I'll give you credit for that one.
Yay.
You're right. The more traditional hard drives have spinning platters in there, and they don't technically get etched in there. The read head has little magnets, and so it magnetizes the bits on the hard drive. I'm illustrating with my fingers right now, the head moving.
I
back
can
and
see it.
forth.
It's great. It's beautiful.
The head never actually touches the drives because that would ruin them. They're spinning so fast, but they can just turn on and off little magnetic bits on the metal plates in there.
That's awesome.
So anyway, more than you wanted to know, I know. But.
We aim to educate as well as entertain.
Question 4 in data. Another format for storing data is optical. Originally, there was a CD, but that was superseded by the DVD. Within 2 years, when was the DVD format created?
All right, I'm locked in. With 0 confidence.
Man. Oh, me too. I'm locked in.
Kels, what was your answer?
I went with the Year of the Dream Team, 1992.
Okay.
Come on, Kels.
David?
I went with the Year of the Dream Team, 1992.
Well, remember how the last time I gave you a date and you were off by one?
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Is it 89?
1995.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
My God.
I thought about that, but
You
I was
don't
like, man,
sound
that's
sorry.
too late. Like, maybe it's too late. You were a child. You had no idea what was going on. So just go with something. I almost said, I was thinking 94, 95, mid 90s, but I was like, man, that seems too late. I felt like they would have developed it by then.
I felt too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. How are we looking after round 4? Pretty good?
Dismal.
After round 4, we're holding steady with our averages. Davo has 70. Kells has 40.
All right.
I was talking about one a category. I wasn't hoping to get one every time, but at least I'm getting that. So I'm grateful.
You guys are going to kill these next two. I promise.
Kill them dead.
For sure. Round 5 is music.
Hey.
Pocket Calculator was the name of a song on an album called Computer World by what German electronic band founded in 1970? It's kind of a deep cut, but this I think you'll both
was the
recognize
band popular here.
If you were a fan of electronic music, then you definitely know this band.
I'm locked in.
And they were electronic.
Yeah, I just found a clue, but I don't want to give it now since Davo's already locked in.
Do you think it would help me?
Probably not, but it was.
Well,
it was kind
I don't
of.
think it would hurt. I don't think it would hurt at this point. Davo, do you object?
No, I do not.
Okay, well, Davo, if it helps you, I'll let you change yours if it does. But just you asked if you would recognize it. This album, Computer World,
Mm-hmm.
was nominated for a Grammy in '82 for Best Rock Instrumental Performance. They didn't win.
Okay.
They did subsequently win a Lifetime Achievement Award Grammy.
Really? Huh.
So they're influential.
All right, I'm locked in.
Okay. David, what did you come up with?
Kraftwerk or Kraftwerk.
They're that old?
Kells?
I wrote down Berlin.
The correct answer is Kraftwerk.
Kraftwerk.
That was a terrible.
To all of our fans in Germany, I apologize.
That you just spoken in an Austrian accent.
Yeah, that's what I did. The popular in Austria as well. I like the pocket calculator.
The term we use for unwanted email was inspired by a skit by what comedy troupe? And there was a song that they did also, which is why this is in the music category.
I am locked in. Yeah.
This is music.
There was a skit, but there was also a song.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Okay, what do you have, Kels?
I'm hoping I'm not just mixing up like several things, which happens a lot in my life. I believe there was something called Spamalot, and I'm hoping Monty Python had something to do with it.
Okay. Deva?
Monty Python.
Correct answer is Monty Python. They had a song on the show before Spamalot came out there was a skit about this place that only serves spam, pretty much. And then there was a song that was spam, 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 spam.
Spam, spammity spam.
Question 3 in music. Metal is a song about a computer realizing that it can never be like the human engineer who created it. It was the B-side of a song, Cars, which was created by which artist? So basically, I'm asking who sang the song Cars.
I'm locked in.
It's in the 80s.
Yeah, probably a year would have helped. Are you okay with it? You giving out a year, David?
Yes.
Yeah, the album was released in '79. I'm not sure when the single was released.
I feel like I saw this on a list once upon a time, like Blender, and I might be totally wrong. Like top 500 songs after a certain period. I think
It was a very
song-
popular song.
Man, but I cannot. Okay. I'm locked in.
Ava?
Gary Newman.
Kells?
I wrote down Toto.
Correct answer was Gary Newman.
Man, the 80s for me, if it's not like Michael Jackson or Prince, like a lot of those songs, like I know them, but I have no idea who was behind them. It's just kind of weird.
That song Metal is on Spotify. I listened to it earlier, and it's really pretty interesting. It's about this computer who becomes aware and realizes that he can't be like the liquid programmer who created him. It was pretty interesting.
Sounds depressing.
A bit melancholy.
Mm.
But Gary Newman is a stunt pilot now.
Is he?
Stunt pilot.
Like an aerobatic pilot.
Huh.
In the biplane flipping upside down, smoke, the whole nine.
Mm-hmm.
He's done other music. A lot of his stuff, he dove into the industrial side. He did there was a metal cover that came out, not of metal, but a heavy metal cover of Cars that came out. I want to say 2013, something like that, and he played on it, and he is on the autism spectrum.
Really?
He might have fallen into the Asperger's category, but he is on the spectrum somewhere, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know any of that. I do know that he said he was very awkward and didn't really have any stage presence, so he basically was very kind of robotic or androidish when he was performing, and that just kind of became his persona.
You should check out the video for Cars, Kells. It's 80s goodness. Let's say that.
I've probably seen it, but yeah, I'll definitely go revisit it.
Question 4 in music. Weird Al Yankovic did a parody of Puff Daddy's All About the Benjamins. What was the name of the parody song?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Okay. Kels?
I wrote down All About Percentages. Baby.
Devo?
I wanna thank you, Kells. I think that you gave me this answer.
He did.
Inadvertently a few categories back.
He did.
I thought so.
All About the Pentiums.
Are you sitting down? It's all about the Pentiums, baby.
Wow.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just peachy.
I think I just heard something break.
No,
If it was my spirit, it broke out of the first
just his
category.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the song? The
No.
Weird Al song. I figure you know the Puff Daddy song.
I know all about the Benjamins. No, I've never heard the Weird Al.
Yeah, I guess in retrospect, you don't really strike me as a Weird Al kind of guy. Devo, on the other hand, I'm assuming has signed albums.
I liked the Weird Al. I like the Weird Al.
One time when my wife and I were doing a road trip, we took 2 or 3 Weird Al albums and made a mixtape where we would play the original song and then Weird Al's parody of it. That was kind of funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
We had a lot of time on our hands.
But still, that's an impressive mixtape. Do you still have it?
No, but I could whip one up in Spotify in about 10 minutes, probably.
It's a little bit. Yeah, you should do that and link it to the Twitter account, and we should and listen to it.
I will effort that.
Yay!
Okay, question round 5. What are our scores?
Kells is holding strong with his won a category. He's got 50. I leapt ahead with 110 because music was good to me.
Yeah, I'm.
Anybody's.
Kells, I'm really sorry. I knew this was going to be tough.
You are.
No, I don't. I don't want anybody to feel bad. I didn't know this was going to be quite this hard.
You said it before the game.
Well, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. I didn't know the game was going to be nearly over and you were going to have 50 points. I didn't know it was that hard.
I called it. I called it after the third question.
Before you draw and quarter me, there is one more category left, and the category is movies.
Oh,
I got a shot, but that means Davo's got a shot too.
I realize this first one, I don't think necessarily qualifies as a classic movie, and it's a very 80s movie, so it's really possible that Kells hasn't seen it, which should make it impossible. But let's just power through it, and we'll get to the end of this, and I'll put you guys out of your misery. Movies. Question 1.
I'm not miserable. I'm enjoying this.
Question 1 in movies. What was the name of the computer in War Games, which was designed to predict the outcome of global thermonuclear war, among other things?
Oh man!
You can say it phonetically if you don't know what if you don't know exactly what it is. I'm looking for the acronym, basically. Have you seen War Games, Kells?
I have not. I've only heard about it in passing.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be hard then.
I've seen it a long time ago. You could have asked name 2 of the actors in War Games. You could have asked name the lead actress in War Games.
Who's the lead actress?
Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy? Who stars across her?
Matthew Broderick.
One of his first roles.
Oh, okay. So
he's a baby.
This is pre-Ferris then.
Oh yeah.
Very pre-Ferris. I'm locked in. This is one of those movie questions that I think it's going to kick your butt. You're going to kick your own butt when you hear it.
Is it?
Because I'm pretty sure this computer system was on one of those big lists about movie villains, or War Games played an important part in Ready Player One.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm locked in.
Okay, David, what'd you come up with?
Ed 209.
Kells?
Is Ed 209 from RoboCop?
Yes. Why do you ask?
It sounded so familiar. I was like, I know Ed 209, and I don't think this is the answer.
Yeah.
I wrote down GAMR, gamer.
Oh, I like that.
You're actually a lot closer. Still pretty far away, but closer. The computer was the War Operation Plan Response, or the WOPR.
Hey.
Does that ring a bell, Davo?
Yes, actually it does.
So there's another answer you could have given that I wouldn't have counted correctly, which is that was what the name of the computer was, but there's a program or sort of an AI in the computer that was named after what's his name's son, named Joshua. So
the AI, Dabney Coleman's son, right?
No, the professor.
Okay,
I forget who that actor was.
Been a long time for me.
Anyway, okay, we'll move on. This one, I know without a doubt, Kells is going to get, probably both of you. What is the full name of the homicidal computer in 2001 Space Odyssey. For a 2-point bonus, what was the name of the female version from 2010? And when I say full name, I mean the what it's referred to as, not the official, not basically the acronym, not what the acronym stands for, because you'd never get that.
Did you know that?
No, not what it stands for. No.
I'm locked in.
I'm also locked in.
Okay, Kels.
Okay. HAL 9000 is the computer from 2001. I didn't find out that there was a 2010 until like 3 years ago. I never knew that there was a sequel, so I have no idea what the bonus is.
Okay. Devo?
HAL 9000 for 2001. And I remember watching 2010 in Colorado when I was like 9. So this is like mid 80s, and that's the last time I watched it. I think it's on Netflix. I haven't seen it in such a long time. I want to try it again. All that to say, I have no idea about the bonus.
Okay, the correct answer is HAL 9000. HAL stands for Heuristically Programmed Algorithmic Computer. So you both got that right. The female version from 2010 is SAL 9000.
Wow.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
How the nutty.
Whoa. It's like Miss Pac-Man just has lipstick and a head and a bow.
And a bow. And a little mole.
Yeah, there's a bow on her head and a little mole. Okay. Gosh. Sal.
So there's an interesting nugget about HAL. After the movie came out, people started looking at it and saying, "Wow, HAL is one letter higher than IBM." So maybe it's some kind of play on IBM, thinking that it's either better than IBM or IBM is evil or something like that. But
What?
have you not heard that?
Right. I have.
No.
Yeah,
the next letter for all of them, IBM.
Yeah. But
One after H is I.
According to Arthur C. Clarke, that is absolutely not true. It's just a coincidence. IBM actually helped with the production of the movie, and there are IBM logos in the film as part of their deal. And he said if we had realized that coincidence was there, we would have changed the name of the computer. So he's pretty emphatically said that is absolutely not the case. And they even talked to IBM and said, this is about a computer that basically goes evil, right? And they said, well, as long as it's clear it's not an IBM computer, we're okay, and we'll still be a part of the production. So they were actually kind of cool with it.
As long as you stay on brand.
Exactly. Question 3 in movies. What is the name of the villainous AI from Tron?
Oh, man. Oh, fiddlesticks.
I know, right?
It's another TLA, if that helps. Not much.
Oh.
I figured you would both be big Tron fans.
Not really. I watched Legacy once.
I saw the original.
I haven't seen the original.
I like the music in Legacy.
Yeah, it's solid. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Okay, Devo?
Finn.
Kels?
MCP.
Correct answer is Master Control Program, or MCP.
Unbelievable.
Kels, you broke your streak. You got 2 in that round.
I got 2.
You did. Oh my God.
I could mess around and get 3 if I'm not careful. So I'm trying to calm myself.
Today was a good day.
You might be able to.
Maybe.
Question 4 in movies. Jarvis is the name of Tony Stark's AI. What does Jarvis stand for?
Oh, Jesus.
You know what? I'll give you 2 points for each letter you get correct. So possible of 12 points here.
I'm locked in. I'd like to bring up the fact that Jarvis for a very long time was not an AI.
This is true.
When he like a manservant or something like that.
He was a butler.
Yeah.
He buttled in the Avengers HQ and such.
I know it's not all like technical stuff, but I'm locking in with part of an answer.
It's a really dumb acronym.
Yeah,
It's definitely made up to spell Jarvis, and doesn't really make much sense otherwise. But what did you end up with, Else?
I got just a rather very and a trailed off. I couldn't think of anything.
Okay, Devo.
I have just a rather very intelligent system.
Okay, hang on. Let me look something up here, because both did something that I don't think is technically correct. I'm just looking at Wikipedia here to confirm that Devo got 10 points and Kells, I think, got 6. The correct answer is just another rather very intelligent system.
I got all of that.
You said
no, I didn't. I didn't put.
Right.
You both said A.
I said A. I wrote down another. Dang it!
So what is it?
I skipped over it.
It's just another.
Yeah.
Just another rather very intelligent system.
If Devo wrote it down, do you want to trust him and give it to him, Kels?
No. Okay. I said A. I will stick with A.
Hello, but you wrote down another?
I wrote down another, but I was just reading it. I was like, just a rather very intelligent. I wrote down another.
I mean, if you got it on your
paper, don't worry about it.
If you got it on your paper, man, you should get credit for it.
I'm not worried about it. I said A.
You're not worried about it because you have a sizable lead. I'm saying, like, man, if you wrote it down.
I wrote down another, but I said A. Because it's capitalized and my handwriting's terrible.
Kells has 6. Dave got 10 for that.
That is correct.
So that is the end of our regulation. What are our scores?
Well, our scores heading into the final question. Devo has 130. Kells, you're going to love it. You got 76.
I will definitely take it.
Okay. I'm already regretting this question. I want to point out that friend of the show, Jeff, tried to talk me out of this, but I'm like, nah, it'll be fine.
You didn't listen to Jeff.
The category for the final question is languages.
You're gonna. Oh my god!
If it's not,
if it's programming languages, you're the devil.
I mean, I did pretty well on this one.
What's your job?
Well, I know a computer programmer.
Kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Well, it's how your damning affects my damning is what we're talking about.
Well,
I'll make it a very low bar for you guys.
Oh gee, thanks.
Like get one right?
Yeah, make sure to put that in the. Make sure you put that in the show. If your pen can hit your paper, you get some. I have made my wager.
I have also made my wager.
So here's the way I'd like to do this for our listeners. If you are a professional computer programmer, you need to give me 5. If you are not, then I need 3 of the top 10 programming languages as of November 2018. There's a organization out there, I think it's called Niobe or something like that, which bases it on Google and Bing and other searches essentially an index of the popularity of language. Try to name 10 of the most popular programming languages. If you guys get 3 correct,
13?
yeah.
Oh man, Kel.
Well, I mean, there's dozens and dozens of programming languages, but I've got a list of the top 10 most popular ones.
All right, Davo.
Yeah.
As you know, I worked in the library, and
Yes.
we had some of these programming books, right? I
Mm-hmm.
shelved a lot of them in my day.
A lot.
Yeah, they're the QAs, I think.
Do you remember the names of any of them?
I remember some. I think I remember at least 3. I'm gonna just lock in now. I have 5.
What?
Well, I wrote 5. I don't know if I have 5 right.
Oh my god.
Oh damn! I think I just thought of one. That might not be real. Never mind. Oh damn! Now I'm worried about all of them. Well, I'm confident about 2. How many we gotta get? 3. 3, right? Okay.
Yeah, you need to get 3 since you're a non-professional programmer. And just for those at home who are curious, we're talking about Turing complete programs. So, I mean, maybe that's a hint for you guys also. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I barely understood.
All right, I'm locked in.
Okay, I am going to go through the list from least to most popular, and you let me know if you got it. Number 10, Go. The Go programming language.
No.
Nope.
Number 9 is SQL or SQL.
Got it.
Yes.
That's the one that I use every day, all day.
SQL. Okay.
Number 8 is PHP.
Man, I almost wrote that.
No.
No, that's the one I was like, I don't
No.
think that's real, but apparently it is.
Here's a nugget about PHP. I'll just insert this. PHP stands for PHP Hypertext Protocol. So the
What?
first P
Hold
stands
up.
for
The first P stands for PHP.
That's like an infinite loop of acronym.
They should have just said people helping people.
There you go.
Sorry, it's a hypertext preprocessor, not protocol.
Oh,
That's what you call a recursive acronym. There's another famous one called GNU, the GNU. It's a Unix thing, and it stands for GNU is not Unix. Computer people are weird. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh man, real
Okay.
party animals.
Get in the hand.
Continuing on. Number 7 is JavaScript.
Oh,
No, I'm not hearing anything about that one apart from dismayed.
oh
No.
Yeah, nah.
There's a bit of dismay.
Number 6, C#. No. Number 5, Visual Basic.net.
I have basic. Just regular basic.
I don't think no. I can't really do that. I mean, basic is a different language.
You're fine.
Number 4 is Python.
Got it.
Holy crap! I got that. Holy crap!
Number 3 is C++.
Got it.
Yes. Yes.
3 and D.
Number 2 is C.
Just C by itself.
Just
Yes.
C.
So C came first, and then they made it more object oriented and made it C++, and then Microsoft came out with their version of C++ and made that C#. So that's why there's 3 different C's on here. They're actually distinct languages. And then number 1 is Java.
Got it.
Don't got it.
You didn't get Java? That was the first one I wrote down.
I didn't get Java. I felt real good about basic, so I was like,
So how many did you get, Kels?
I got 4.
Nice. Devo?
I got 3.
Awesome. I'm impressed.
I am too.
So it comes down
So
to the
am I.
wager then. How much did you wager, Kels?
Well, I didn't want to be left naked out here in these streets, so I bet 75 points.
Takes you up to 151. Devo, if you bet more than 21, you are our winner.
I bet 23.
Gives you 153 points, beating Kells by
Woo!
2.
Woo!
That's like the second game I've lost by 2.
Yeah.
So that is our computers episode.
That was an episode of computers. Man, I've got a headache.
There's a small segment of people out there that are like, yeah, I did really good on that one. That was awesome.
You're going crazy.
And
those are my people.
Well, I'm glad we were able to do an episode for your people.
Yeah.
I got to do a Batman episode. Those were my people,
which I think I did really well on.
Yeah, your subset of people is much more. Well, yeah. So if you are in one of our subsets of people, we got Neil's subset of people and Kel's subset and my subset. You can listen to us every week. We upload when? Tuesday?
Yep.
Yeah.
We upload on Tuesday. And you can check us out on the Twitter, on all the computer things. And now you know how those computer things kind of work because we're an educational show.
Yeah.
And, you push a button, something happens. That's cool. But why is the thing?
And why aren't there any more vacuum
Check
tubes?
us out on... No kidding.
So many reasons. You want to know?
Yes.
They were hot. They took a lot of power. They burned out frequently. There was just really very little good about the vacuum tubes except that they worked, more or less.
But if you were building a mad scientist layer...
Oh, you've got to have some.
The vacuum tube, of course, it provides the right ambiance. It provides the right hum in the background. That and that Jacob's ladder that they always seem to have. That that thing. That doesn't do anything but shock the living out of you.
Yeah, I got to get one of those soon. As soon as I get my new layer, I'm getting one of those.
Ooh,
nice.
You better. Would your new layer contain the new Brain Ladle Operations Center?
I hope so. But that remains to be seen because I don't have a layer yet. I'm looking. I got to sell my current layer before I can buy my new one.
Well, if anybody out there wants to throw some layer tips our way, check out the Twitter at LadleBrain. Check out our email accounts. You got Kells at brainladle.com, Neil at brainladle.com, Davo at brainladle.com. We've got our Facebook page out there in the world. We have a website, brainladletrivia.com, and we have a Patreon page. So, HTML good buddy your way over to the old Patreon page and throw a few bytes our way. I don't want bits, I want bytes.
I take Bitcoins.
Did you hear about the Bitcoin taking more energy, like cryptocurrency taking more energy to mine, quote unquote, than copper?
Yeah, especially the ones like Bitcoin, which use there's two different types of protocol that they use for the checking, and Bitcoin's is like a brute force method that takes a lot of processing power. Some of the other ones, like I think Ethereum and some of the others, do a contract based one, which take a lot less processing.
Hard to believe that a virtual currency is more damaging to the environment than copper, than open pit kind of mining. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
It's a beautiful new world we live in. Beautiful and terrible and strange. Anyway.
Oh, this got deep.
From all of us here at the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast, this is Davo with Neil.
I think of all the subsets, I want to hang out with Kel's subsets the most.
Yeah, it's the biggest one, though.
That's true. Kells. But they have a whole lot more fun.
They have a ton of fun.
Next time, He-Man.
I take that back.
signing off.
The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.
Yes, I need this.
I did sneeze. I held it in though.
Gonna give yourself a hernia.
Kels, the next set of questions you write should be the 1996 Chicago Bulls.
So you can get something right? No, everybody suffers. Everybody. You got to burn it all down.